I wanted to introduce you guys to our two chairmen. And first I would like to introduce C. Boyden Gray. Everybody here probably knows Boyden, but for those of you who don't, let me tell you three things about Boyden. I won't tell anything inappropriate. Boyden was White House counsel for George H.W. Bush. In 1993, he joined Citizens for a Sound Economy, our original organization, as chairman. Chairman? Chairman. So Boyden has been here through thick and thin. He's got more scars than probably Leader Army and I do, fighting the bad guys. And as you may know as well, most recently he served as the U.S. ambassador to the European Union. Now, what's most important to everybody here, Boyden is one of the top constitutional lawyers in this town. He may be one of 3 constitutional lawyers in this town that actually believe in the Constitution. So Boyden has graciously agreed to take on the most difficult of tasks, challenging TARP on constitutional grounds, and we are working on that as we speak. But Boyden has been a champion of freedom. He's been a champion of Freedom Works, and I want you to thank him all for the work he's done.
Thank you.
Well, I think it's a total mismatch to thank me, because the people who need to be thanked are you. I mean, what you've done already and what I anticipate for tomorrow is absolutely extraordinary. And I think it's great that Americans can stand up and say, we're going to take it back. I think it's fabulous that Americans are going to try to take this back. I know of so many friends of mine who come down with the Garden Club or come down with this group or that group, and I say, well, who are you going to go lobby? Tell me who you're and what you're trying to explain. And they said, oh no, we're coming down here to be told what to say. And I said, no, you tell them. They're not going to tell you. So I want to thank you all for telling them. They represent you. You don't represent them, they represent you. And this is going to be one heck of a message to the people that are supposed to represent you. And I am so excited about this. And again, don't thank me, thank you.
Thank you, Boyden. There's another guy up here. I'm not sure who it is. Do you guys know this guy, Dick Army?
Yeah!
He's what the Democrats call a troublemaker. We have been in so many fights together since Leader Army joined Freedom Works. I can't even name them all, but this one's going to be the best. I think you're going to see a sea change in public policy starting tomorrow. I think we're going to stop Obamacare. I think we're going to stop cap and trade. Yeah. And I think we're going to stop the next bailout that we don't even know what it is yet.
Yeah!
And they don't call him Leader Army for nothing. He has led the charge the whole way. He has more scars than Boyden and I have together. Dick Army.
Yeah!
I'll be brief. Everybody got 20 minutes? First of all, what a thrill it is for me again to be with Boyden Gray. Boyden's been one of my heroes since when I first got to this town. And you said 3 great things about Boyden. Let me tell you my favorite thing about Boyden Gray. When I left Congress and I came to what was then Citizens for a Sound Economy, and I asked for y'all to take me in, Boyden said yes. And Boyden, I can't thank you enough for that. What an outfit we got here, right? And just think of the union we're making with real committed American patriots all across this country that love freedom and require it for their children.
Yeah. Woo!
I have to tell you, we watched everybody show up on April 15th, and they all said, "Oh, don't worry about them. They're not real, and they're going to go away." And then you came back again in August, and they said, "Oh, don't worry about them. They're not real, and they only got here because Dick Harvey brought them in on buses."
And paid for
Where
it.
did that come from? I was back in Texas, tending a sick goat. I didn't realize I had rented all those buses. But as I spent the last couple of days with so many people, talking to folks from all over America, I consistently heard the same story. One that really touched me was our Sunday school class decided to come together. 5 families, 5 men and women.
Yeah.
2 of them flew, and the rest came in a motorhome with a sign on the back saying, "March on Washington." So they were greeted all the way up and down the line. But you hear this story, and what we're going to see tomorrow is tens of thousands of people on the street, all of whom, individually, separately, in their own community groups and family groups, got here on their own terms, at their own expense, by their own volition, to do one thing and one thing only, say, "Washington, understand the liberties we're entitled to in this country, given to us by the Lord God Almighty, and be the government that has the decency to honor that."
Yeah.
And I'm going to be so proud to be there. Now the question is, when we get there tomorrow and they see all of us in the street, are they still going to try to convince themselves we're not real? So I think what we ought to do is make a merry noise. By the way, I am one that believes we are always most effective if we're well-mannered but assertive. I learned that from my wife. Some of you realize my wife's a therapist, and when I came to Washington was I was bringing my therapist with me. Frankly, I wish some of the others had done the same. But at any rate, let's all enjoy ourselves tonight. Get ready to get up early in the morning. The sun's going to shine, and I think we ought to be shining. And I don't think we ought to leave this town without understanding on their part that we came here, we have what we need, what we are guaranteed by our Constitution, by our genius forefathers. We have the courage of our convictions, and if they don't get it this time, by golly, we'll just have got to come back again.
Yeah.
Thank you all again for letting us be here tonight.
One final prediction. After tomorrow, there will be 2 types of legislators. Those that get it right and those that are held accountable. These organizations that have sprung up spontaneously, the so-called Tea Party Patriots, all of these organizations that have joined us today, the next step is going into November of 2010.
Yep.
And I think this looks a lot like 1994.
Yes.
And there's going to be some accountability.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So please, get a drink, avoid the rain. Okay, and there's more chairs on that end if people want to sit down. And for those of you who want to, be there bright and early at 9 o'clock because we're going to march on Washington.
Yeah.